Hey guys, it's Robin. I am making a video today. I know I have not done one in a long time. I know I started this channel and this blog really gung-ho last year, and I still am. I still am extremely excited about the creative passion and ideas that I want to put forward with Love Manifest. But quite honestly, life just kind of got in the way. And I, just, kind of became overwhelmed with my own personal life circumstances. As most of you guys know, both myself and my 8-year-old son have a diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. And also last year, my son began really struggling with features of autism spectrum disorder. So lots of happenings, lots of advocacy. We've had some health scares with him, with POTS and pneumonia, and just trying to face the mainstream school system. And so I kind of already have been through my version of, separation and going within and reflection, which we do over and over again during our awakening. But I was kind of called just to step back and be more in the ethos, so to speak, over this last several months. But now I'm being called to come forward again and to start connecting. And as you also know, or maybe you don't, I'm also an empath, and I feel the collective energy very strongly. And I am a channel, and my guides have really been nudging me the last week or so as things have ramped up with the collective energy to come back out and start talking again. So there's two things that I've received messages about that I feel is important to share with everyone today. And the first thing that I got clearly was for the group of people like myself who have invisible illnesses, who are chronically ill, who have underlying medical conditions. Those that are in the age group of over 65, those who are retired, those who are, classified even higher in the age bracket of elderly. And I'm sorry, I'm going to probably be looking down here. What my guides really want us to know is that, first of all, we are not compromised, that we are the way showers. And this is what I wrote. As fear moves across the globe like a tidal wave with many ripples emanating out, you will begin to witness your past self, past versions of yourself in the mirror of others in your reality. You have faced your mortality. You have had many instances of quarantine and illnesses. You know what a diagnosis without cure or answers looks like and feels like. Many times you have looked out bedroom windows and hospital windows, feeling as if the world was passing you by. Sorry. You have met the unknown and you have embraced it as your way of life. You've seen the inside of doctors' offices, hospital beds, clinics, every diagnostic machine and procedure. You know how to love yourself. You know how to look after yourself and your energy. You know how to entertain yourself, sit still for hours. You face down isolation, job loss, loss of independence, and bodily function. This is what you do. Faced the world in all its density and confusion. You've gone without, you've made hard decisions. You've had to decline social gatherings with desperately wanting to attend, but not being able to. You have fallen apart and you've put yourself together again and again. You've had your world shaken up and you've had to define your familiar roles. You've had to ask for help. And ultimately, you've had to learn that you are still valuable and that you are a wounded warrior. So, just that I wanted to share that message with everyone who, may be feeling this angst, because you do fall into a bracket, to remember your sacred wisdom and remember that you've done this, and to have compassion for the people that are now going to now begin that journey, who have never been ill a day in their life, who have always relied on themselves, who identify with their roles in their job or in the social setting, and this is all going to be taken away from them, and this is what's been mirrored to you in your external reality. So, at some point you have gone through this and you have felt this, and you are prepared. And you can really help others and mentor others on how to cope with the feelings that they may be having for the first time. So the second point that they've made to me is to understand that, an awakening and crisis and trauma is deeply personal for each individual. And, it has to do with their own programming, their conditions, their belief, their culture, their shadow, their past lives. There's no way that you can know the energetic signature of each individual and what they're experiencing or what their lesson is in all of this. And none of us can truly know what another's. We are all connected, yes, but it's up to us to go in and reflect on what that is, and to try not to judge it. And I know it's hard as I'm sitting here and we are almost out of toilet paper and we have not been able to score any. My partner is actually out right now trying to get things, is to try not to be angry at the way that people are reacting, and try to remember that at some point during your process, you have felt this and, it rocked your world. The other thing that they really wanted me to convey is that, words matter, and everyone is using this term of social distancing. And it really sends, I believe, the wrong message, which, we may have to physically distance ourselves from one another. Physical distance, yes, but we should be socially connecting even more. And we are so blessed in this time now to FaceTime with others, to put out a video message, to go live, to write a card. My son and I today are going to write cards to people and send them in the mail. To call people on the phone and just check on them or have a chat. So, yes, we should be physically distancing, if we feel called to do that, but socially connecting. And we have more technology at our disposal now than ever before to socially connect with others, even if we are physically distanced from them. And then the very last thing that they told me last night when I was meditating is that, even if you're under the timeline of, this is 6 months of your life, to try to treat that if it was your last day. If this was your last day, how would you behave towards other? Would you take more than you needed from a shelf? If this was the last day that you saw someone else and said, would you say hello? What would you do if this was the last time you saw someone, or the last day that you had? Because even if you're healthy and this doesn't impact you, the chances are that it's going to impact someone that you know or someone that you love, even if it's someone that you just admired from afar or, on a grander scale. So those are my messages to everybody out there. If you're in this compromised group, remember that you've done this. You know this. You've shed these layers. You've broken open, and you really can help and mentor others. And let's socially connect and physically distance if we need to, not socially distance, not social distancing. And last, let's all try to treat one another if it was this now moment, if that's what we had, was this now moment. And that's my advice. That's what I'm trying to do. McCoy, my son, and I have come up with a couple other ideas which we hope to put out in the next couple weeks, of ways that we can kind of inspire other people or let people know that they're not alone. And hopefully I'll just be coming on here more and more. The other thing they explained to me was that, people that have been in the higher realms, kind of like, ooh, we're just out there floating around, we're grounding in energy. We're going to be asked to like come into our bodies now and really be in the physical. And a lot of people they're going to be doing it the opposite way around. So if they've been only focused on 3D reality, 3D life, they're going to be asked to kind of climb up. So I'm being, pulled back down into my body, and that's been happening for a couple months for me too. And being told to come out of my hermit mode. So hopefully I'll have the wherewithal and all of my messy self. That's the other thing I'm personally facing right now, is that I'm inexperienced. I don't know what I'm doing with half of this stuff. I have a messy life, and that's okay. And I have to learn to just put it all out there and be my authentic self and let the cards fall where they may. So love, light, and blessings to all of you. I hope this helped someone out there. I don't know if this is going to reach anybody, but I know that I was called to do it. And you obviously you can like me, you can subscribe to me, you can share this message if you feel called to do so. But if nothing else, I hope that it brought some of you a little bit of comfort. So love, light, and blessings. Bye.